Hi, it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded, but hopefully my excuse of having open heart surgery is a good enough reason to pardon me. Anyway, I just really want to talk about this now, given how we are so close to its release and my excitement levels are about to burst, so I need to talk about it right here and now. Look, I'm just going to come out and say this here. Spider-Man Miles Morales is already shaping up to be the game of the year for 2021, and honestly, wouldn't surprise me if it did win, because just from judging from the gameplay and screenshots that we've seen on Game Informer, that I may or may not have stolen, it's looking to be the best thing coming out of 2020, period, alongside the PS5. And of course my fixed heart valve. But maybe I'll talk about that in another thing. Now, having seen the footage that have been released so far, I think Insomniac Games is going to follow the same pattern of 2018 by throwing us into a first mission tutorial kind of stage, obviously, immediately with how the swinging is going to work, some informational cutscenes, including us finding out that Miles is actually already a year into his Spider-Man adventures alongside Peter Parker, who I guess is now on year 9 by this point. So I think that makes Miles like 16 or something, which is just mad to think about. The first mission we see is going to teach us all about the swinging and everything, and introducing Miles' new lazier freestyle form of web swinging, which is going to make a much welcome change to the almost stiffer and more professional swinging of Peter Parker. And I have to mention this here and now, just pay attention to how Insomniac is going to open this game and tell me you don't almost shed a tear. This is exactly how it's going to feel playing this game, and it hits you right in the feels because it's almost relatable. The way the music goes quiet right before the first swing, then the remix of the song plays as he elevates himself higher, giving us that sense of power and freedom of movement combined with the pure excitement in the way he shouts, "Let's go!" Let's go! Right at the height of his swing, it really connected with me as I watched it, and it just makes me want to play it so much more now that I've seen it. But on top of that, the whole thing really goes to show that Miles is still just a kid. I mean, the flailing arms, the uncoordinated swinging, the eagerness and cockiness when he's doing his Spider-Man things, it all fits the new character perfectly, and I don't think the game could find a more perfect way to open if it tried to. Also, this first stage will introduce us to a boss fight, just like in 2018, but instead of that fat fuck Kingpin, we're going to have to go up against the Muscle Man Rhino instead, somehow having escaped from the raft again, and is now being transported back when he finds a way to break free and cause havoc. But of course, before the actual fight can begin, Miles tries to contain the situation by himself and almost gets himself killed, so probably not the best of starts. Peter and Miles engage Rhino in this first fight, and Peter gets seemingly really badly injured and can no longer fight, telling Miles to run away, although he did beat the shit out of Rhino and Scorpion in the first game. So I'm not entirely sure how he lost this one. I'm guessing it's probably some kind of explosion that sent him through the wall, but anyway, we move on. This emotional trigger is exactly what Miles needs to activate the coolest, in my opinion of course, newest power, the Venom Punch. Or Shock. I know it's Venom something, and it's strong enough to force Rhino out of his charge and knock him on his ass. It's actually quite ironic to me knowing that we get to fight Rhino after having to escape from him in the last game while trying to get those medical supplies. So I feel like this is just going to be a really satisfying fight to end with. Or begin with, sorry. Obviously, we're going to win this fight because we're the protagonists, and well, it's a Spider-Man game. But I can't lie, I have a sneaking suspicion that by the very end of this game, I think we actually might have the massive death at the end of the game of Peter Parker. And if not the very end of the game, maybe he dies somewhat earlier on, like maybe a mission or two before the big finale of the entire game, which gives Miles the anger needed to win in the end. Even if it does mean that we lose Peter Parker. If Peter does actually die, I genuinely believe that in terms of emotional story, with such strong character connections between the people in-game and the fan base, there would be a humongous uproar. But it could make the game so much more upsetting, and it could drive the game even further in the ranks of Game of the Year. Plus, given the new Peter's design, I don't think that many people would actually mind if a little 12-year-old died instead of, adult 24-year-old Peter. Really random tangent there, but it's just a theory. And you know the rest. Watching all of these clips in 4K 60 FPS and having actually just gotten an Elgato 4K 60 Pro for my PC, being able to review and record just for like long playthroughs of this game is going to be so much more fun, and it's going to look so crisp as well. Plus the soundtrack of this game, oh my god, I could cream my pants where I sit right now thinking of it. He's based in Harlem now. He just moved there with his mum. So hip-hop, trap remix beats for the backing of the music, of any and all things that we do in this game, and seemingly increasing in tempo as we increase momentum in-game, just goes together so perfectly that editing these together, if I can find the original theme online somewhere, is going to be so much more fun to edit and will make the review video so much more enjoyable to make, and quicker too. Because better music, my better workflow. Also, speaking of the gameplay again, we have to talk about this right now from the footage we've seen. The transitions between cutscenes and actually into the game was just as smooth as it was in 2018. And even the gameplay that we see with Spider-Cat in the backpack and when he's swinging off of that crane after Roxxon... Oh, was it Roxxon attacks? You know, from the 7-minute preview thing of him fighting on the bridge. The actual transitions of them doing something in mission or in cutscene and then straight into the world is just too clean to even properly describe and put into words. Now, before I leave, I have to talk about the suits that we've seen so far, because obviously we've seen the classic black and red suit of Miles Morales, that's no surprise, but we also see 3 new suits from the screenshots and some gameplay. We see Miles in his own version of a shockproof suit, I think at least, with glowing red fingers, an S on the sleeve and a lot of padding, plus an almost EDM like Dead Mouse style helmet, which actually looks really, really cool in my opinion, and I might have to rock that throughout a majority of the campaign if I can unlock it early. We also see Miles' new stealth suit in the form of his white, black and red suit, which is my personal favourite of all the suits we've seen so far, and might stay as my favourite even with the full release of the game, because I mean, just look at it, it's literal perfection with the blending of the colours and everything else. Like when the Future Foundation suit became a thing in the last game, I did a New Game Plus and I did the entire thing in the black and white suit, which made it quite ironic when Yuri was asking, do you have a black and white suit for the police ball? And Spider-Man just went, even though I was literally wearing one then and there. Then of course we have what's arguably the coolest part of the game so far. We see the hoodie suit with Spider-Cat in the backpack, and Spider-Cat has his own role in the finisher. Easily 11 out of 10 gameplay from just the cat alone. Anyway, I think that's about all I got off my chest, to be honest. I feel like that's really all I can think about right now. In terms of pure excitement, and I'm hoping that if you've watched this and have put as much time and effort into the first game that I have, you'll understand why I'm so excited and why I feel like I had to make this video. Nonetheless, if you enjoyed watching the video, feel free to subscribe and leave a like. Comment down below some thoughts or for help with later videos to improve on them further. And if you'll excuse me, I need to go and take my dihydrocodone and a lot of paracetamol and my antibiotics. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one, whatever it may be. Most likely a COD Black Ops War Zombies video, or a stream on release day, or a review of the new Super Mario All-Star Bundle. Mainly Super Mario Galaxy. But, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys. Stay home and stay safe if you're in a high-tier lockdown. And enjoy yourself.